The following television program, Arizona Cultural Stories, is made possible in part by Semper Fi Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the West Valley Foundation promoting education and celebrating diversity, and the Cultural Coalition connecting community through artistic cultural preservation. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Arizona Cultural Stories. I'm Jesus Hernandez. Our mission is to share with you the creative works of Arizona's artists, those individuals that continue to create, embrace, and celebrate the diversity of our culture in our beautiful state. Culture contributes to our unique identity. It helps us understand who we are, where we came from, and what makes us different. Arizona's cultural richness is a source of strength and unity. Learning about different cultures broadens perspectives and creates understanding. On this program, we will showcase Arizona's cultural stories that reflect the artistic tales of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Our lead story takes us to a place where a vibrant Yaqui culture continues to grow. Guadalupe is a town with its own cultural spirit, its own indigenous strength and character, with a sense of oneness, of belonging, and an extraordinary Arizona history of determination and faith. Among its estimated 6,000 residents, there's a sense of resiliency, of accomplishment, and pride for its rich Yaqui ceremonial traditions. The town of Guadalupe was incorporated in 1975. It's a place unlike its urban city neighbors, Phoenix, Tempe, or Ahwatukee.
The thing that is special about Guadalupe is the diversity in the town. You have the Yaqui, you have the Mexicans, you have the Mexican Americans, and sometimes we even have some, other cultures that are living here.
We're strong in spirit, we're strong in heart, we're strong in our beliefs. Our faith means everything to us.
Guadalupe is a very unique community because, it's been here a very long time and it's got its own culture, its own language and ceremonies.
The Guadalupe Cemetery is a beautiful reflection of the Yaqui culture with its homemade tombstones, murals, and many other decorations. The cemetery is the original site of the town. It was during the early 1900s that Yaqui refugees set up a desert camp on this site after fleeing from Sonora, Mexico to escape genocide. The government of Mexico used force to try and take their land along the Rio Yaqui, but they fought back and would not give it up.
But during the late 1800s, that's when it got real bad. And the president of Mexico, Porfirio Diaz, declared extermination on the Yaquis, that they were gonna, kill them all because they wouldn't give up. And that's when a lot of the Yaquis families came north, into Arizona.
Many of the estimated 2,000 Yaquis buried here were part of the Great Yaqui Migration, triggered by wars and the fear of many of being expelled to Yucatan by the Mexican government and sold as slaves.
And now, we're here, we're a recognized tribe, and we have all these benefits now, and so it's due because of the elders, and that and especially, Creator, God, that helped us, go through, the darkness that they went through, So I think that everybody should be proud, Yaquis should be proud of being Yaquis.
Our ancestors fought to create this place. We came from a resilient, loyal, hardworking people. And that was instilled in us from birth. It's an innate belief that we have as Guadalupanos, as Yaquis especially. And so we continue to pass that on to our children. So Guadalupe is vibrant because it's alive. You're not going to close us down. You're not going to shut us down. They tried to put the freeway through here in the early 70s. And what did? We got together and said, this isn't going to happen. We've remained culturally solid, and our faith is what grounds us.
The town of Guadalupe, Arizona is just one example of the state's rich and vibrant cultural history. Our state is a melting pot of different cultures, each with its unique traditions and stories. Understanding and respecting each other's cultures builds a strong community. Embracing Arizona's diverse tapestry is essential for a vibrant and inclusive society. Art can take many forms. It all depends on the creative individual. In a moment on Arizona Cultural Stories, we will showcase the story of someone who's gone beyond the paintbrush and paper. You will be amazed. The following television program, Arizona Cultural Stories, is made possible in part by Semper Fi Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the West Valley Foundation promoting education and celebrating diversity, and the Cultural Coalition connecting community through artistic cultural preservation.
Hi, I'm David Beltrame, CEO of Semper Fi Heating and Cooling. Semper Fi Heating and Cooling is proud to be part of the Glendale community. We are committed to giving back and supporting local initiatives, making a difference in the lives of residents. Semper Fi Heating and Cooling supports the Arizona Cultural Stories program. It's a unique program that celebrates the rich and diverse cultural heritage of Arizona, showcasing local stories and perspectives.
Welcome back. Our next Arizona Cultural Story is about an artist that continues to create some incredible pieces of art. Not with a paintbrush or pencil. He has mastered the art of bending and twisting iron into some award-winning creations. When the sparks start flying in this garage, it means Navy veteran Kevin Carone is in the process of twisting and shaping a piece of iron or aluminum into a beautiful piece of art. Kevin is a sculptor in Phoenix.
All the metals I work with definitely have a life. They don't know it yet. That's my job, is to teach them to stand up, to teach them to be beautiful, to teach them to be mystical. But yeah, all metal has life, and I just help it. I just help it grow.
While most of us see this as a collection of scraps, Kevin sees a garden of creative possibilities. Kevin Carone is a sculptor who works mostly in fabricated steel. His creations have garnered him a number of awards. He was selected as the Visual Artist of the Year in Phoenix and won the 17th Annual Best of the West Arts and Culture Award.
Every piece that I create is one of my children. You know, I put a certain amount of heart and soul into every piece that I make. They're all created from me. They're all created from inside. So it's fun to watch them be born. You know, it's fun to enjoy them for a little while. It's also fun to watch them go off and, you know, go do other things, go live in somebody else's world.
Kevin says it was the advice of his mentor that inspired him to embrace the idea of creating sculptures from steel.
He liked to make bugs, you know, caterpillars and centipedes and, you know, all kinds of little bugs. And I was looking at one of his pieces one day, and it had this beautiful sculpted, tapered, flat, just perfectly formed leg. And he put his beard down and he looked at me and he said, "They're concrete nails. Don't look at things for what they are. Look at them for what they could be."
This proud veteran says the skills he utilizes to create his works of art are the skills he learned while in the Navy.
I was a ground support equipment technician. So all of the equipment that the A&E guys, you know, the power plant guys would use to work on the aircraft, the tow tractors, the power units, the tow bars, you know, hydraulic test stands, all of that stuff. That's what I worked on. So basically I was like a glorified mechanic, but they also taught me how to work with small jet engines because some of the power units had these little baby jet engines in them.
The creative mind of Navy veteran Kevin Carone has produced some extraordinary private and public works. He has shaped, twisted, and designed more than 50 pieces of art, and his creations are on display across the United States and Arizona.
Never keep your imagination on that little leash in the back of your head. You know, let your imagination off the leash. Let it run through the grassy fields of your mind. You know, create, compose. I mean, you know, whatever your passion is, be passionate about it. Get out there and chase it. You know, get to what you want to do, and do it. Just don't sit. Get out and do it.
Every day, I'm amazed by those creative minds who continue to produce some incredible pieces of art. Recently, I visited the studios of a visual artist who, as a child, was inspired by the feel of mud in his hands while working in the fields alongside his parents. Today, Roman Reyes is a master with a paintbrush and much, much more. The accomplishments of Army veteran Roman Reyes as an artist and graphic art designer are many. He earned a commercial art degree from ASU, a master's from the American Graduate School of International Management, and was a professor of graphic arts at Phoenix College for 35 years. He also launched his own business, Reyes Graphic Arts. Over the years, Reyes has become a respected muralist. His style celebrates Mexican, Aztec, Olmec, and Mayan cultures.
The murals that I do, a lot of them have scenes of our musicians, of our historical figures, Cesar Chavez, Huerta, Silvestre Herrera, and on and on. This is part of America, this is part of our history. And so I am always on the forefront of trying to educate not only our own people, our pueblo, but also anybody that would listen to us, because after all, you know, this is part of our history.
Reyes has traveled to many countries displaying his artistic skills. He has been to China, Brazil, Mexico, and New Zealand, where he worked to create the magic of the Lord of the Rings. His most recent mural project was a collaboration with veteran Jose Andres Giron. The mural was sponsored by Circle K through the United Cerebral Palsy.
I was really enthused about this project because you never see murals with special needs kids, or for that matter, you don't see too much of that. And so this is an opportunity to put my creativity and Jose Andres and be able to come up with images that say, we're here, we're alive, and we want to be able to be part of the community.
For Army veteran Roman Reyes, serving his country was a source of inspiration that motivated him to reach for the stars.
Ever since I was a little kid, I used to go and we went and worked in the fields for a while, you know, and I would go and we picked cotton here in Arizona. We live in Colorado, but we came over here and I would find dirt that was moist. I didn't know it was clay, but it was clay. I'd take it home and I would sculpt stuff. And so later on, I was always the kid that they picked to do the bulletin boards.
What did your parents think when you were doing that stuff?
Oh, they thought it was a mess. But you know, they supported everything that I did. And so, I mean, they didn't say, you know, throw that away or anything. They supported what I did. And so I was very lucky to have very understanding parents. And my new show is that everything's eclectic. There's a lot of things, but they all come together under the passion of being able to show what life is about. If you look at each of the paintings, a lot of the paintings that I do have a story behind them. Some of them, for example, this one here, for example, this is a picture of a typical food that we eat, menudo. And in Mexico, the menudo has a pig's feet, has bones in it, and so this one's entitled "There's a bone in my menudo," and this happens to be resemble my granddaughter, and so this is kind of things that I do. This one over here is a legend of the Mayans, and this is Kukulkan, who is the feathered serpent for the Mayans, and the Aztecs have Quetzalcoatl, who is also the feathered serpent, who is also their deity. And so this is Quetzalcoatl, this Kukulkan and his sister. Kukulkan was born in a cave, and his sister was born in a cave. And when he got too big, he went outside the cave into the ground. And when he did that, he caused earthquakes. So in the Mayan area nowadays, whenever there's earthquakes or tremors, it's Kukulkan telling his sister that he's still alive, that he's still viable. So this is, if you look at all these, they all have, you know, Frida, obviously, there's a lot of history behind her. So everything that you see here has something. A lot of it has to do with because of the Lord of the Rings. You know, I really was intrigued by all the urukais and orcs and those type of things. And then I also did worked in Ireland in Charleville Castle.
The following television program, Arizona Cultural Stories, is made possible in part by Semper Fi Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the West Valley Foundation promoting education and celebrating diversity, and the Cultural Coalition connecting community through artistic cultural preservation.
Hi, I'm David Beltrame, CEO of Semper Fi Heating and Cooling. Semper Fi Heating and Cooling is proud to be part of the Glendale community. We are committed to giving back and supporting local initiatives, making a difference in the lives of residents. Semper Fi Heating and Cooling supports the Arizona Cultural Stories program. It's a unique program that celebrates the rich and diverse cultural heritage of Arizona, showcasing local stories and perspectives.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of Arizona Cultural Stories. Thanks to all the creative people who shared their stories. I'd like to acknowledge the support of the West Valley Foundation and the Cultural Coalition, two nonprofit organizations that see the value in promoting cultural diversity in Arizona. If you'd be interested in sharing your cultural story, drop me a note. My email address is jesushernandez.hc@gmail.com.